All right, so these like lock in to other pieces of the cells.
Oh, man.
And then the chains, they're going to be locked together on these steel armatures. There's steel inside for structural. But
Oh, my God.
I made these hooks. They all have hooks in different variety of spaces.
Okay,
And then the ends are all articulated in one way or another to like represent part of a DNA cell,
Okay.
right? And there's 8 of them.
Oh, I think a medical center totally has to buy this.
So it'll
Or
be
a lab
kind
or
of,
something.
you know,
Yeah.
they'll be locked together in kind of a random pile,
So when you put this metal through,
right?
sometimes it shoves apart like that.
Well,
and
this
what
one
happens?
actually broke. The sonotube, we make them out of sonotubes, you know,
Yeah.
the concrete tubes.
Yeah.
And when we poured them, the sonotube gave it up because of the weight, I guess. and
Yeah, but
I like it.
I do too. I mean, I think it's like bursting. It's got a life to it.
It's got a life to
Like
it.
a
And I was
hatching
upset at
almost.
first, but I'm not now because it happened to 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
and
no.
it's okay.
It doesn't have to be like this clean thing.
And they're
This
not
is-
clean.
No,
because-
it's an anomaly anyway.
Yeah.
It's the way things are.
And I like the stripes.
raw,
You know,
yeah.
I like the rawness of it.
Yeah, I agree.
And so this is a new branch of stuff that I've
Totally
been experimenting with that is, you know, a little bit very different from my normal work.
Yeah.
But it's still psychologically and mentally like my
and it's going to
work.
be chained now
To
how?
each other.
Okay.
You know, they'll be in a pile, in a stack. Some of
Okay.
them will be leaning, some of them will be upright, some of them will be...
So you don't even really know.
I don't even know
You're
that-
going to see how you do it.
I'm going to see how I do it,
I'm
and
s-
every
I'm
time
s-
it's installed, it'll be different.
I see. I love that. What's that called?
It's going to be either called, maybe Elements
Elements?
or Gene, like Gene.
Gene.
Probably Gene.
Okay.
Right? So that's a relatively new piece from just a couple weeks ago that we're just still working on. And then that's a section of the Brooklyn Bridge,
And where'd you get that from?
underneath the Brooklyn Bridge.
Well, you just you went and got it?
Went and took it, went and got
What?
it.
It was just sitting there?
Yeah, it was. They do repairs periodically, and they had cut this piece off, and it was laying underneath the bridge.
And it was just garbage and nobody stopped you?
You know what that weighs?
No. What does that weigh?
It probably weighs, probably about maybe 1,000,
So
1,500 pounds.
So you did a favor for somebody? Is that what we're saying?
No, I was in the trucking business, and I had a crew. We went over and picked it up.
What were they going to do with it? Just throw it away, probably, or
It
something?
was just laying there junk. It was just junk.
You know, this is sort of like the Kurt Schwitters, you know, like taking
Merch
scraps
ball.
of paper. And,
Well, it would happen occasionally. Actually, Donald Lipsky called me one time back in the 80s, years ago.
Because he always took garbage, too, like
Right, and-
gum wrappers and things, you know.
Donald Lipsky, he calls me up, he goes, Eric, I found this old safe that's in this lot in Brooklyn. And I want this old safe. I said, can we go over and get it? I said, all right, Don. So we went over to this old lot in the middle of Brooklyn someplace. This is like in the 80s, mid 80s or something. Maybe 88, 85, 87, I don't know,
Okay.
somewhere around there. And there's this big, like cast old safe from some building. It's just sitting in this grass lot.
Right.
So we brought in one of the big trucks and we backed it in there. We put chains on it and we loaded it and we brought it back to his studio. And he just has this old safe. He may or may never have used it. He probably just,
It's an objet.
But it's just collecting parts.
Well, see, this is so interesting because it really does have a vibe of, kind of what you do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This one's real. Those are real bolts and real
That's really
rivets.
interesting. And so
It'll be incorporated into it. I've had it for a number of years.
Yeah, it's interesting
But
that
I just
somehow it wasn't useful anymore.
It wasn't useful, but
I don't
it'll be
know
in a piece one day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you got to cogitate. Of course.
Right.
And the piece with the circular piece, this is going to be
This ring is
something or other.
this ring is about 9 feet in diameter, and it's going to be part of a ring. There's going to be segments of other rings, not full rings, but partial rings.
Yeah.
And that's going to have a lot of my pixels, because each one of these vertical uprights are called, they're pixels.
Okay.
And they're from computer generated technology, right? But
Okay.
they're large, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So there's going to be, this piece is going to be about 22 feet tall, about 22 feet tall. And it's going to have groups of pixels that come up within this circle with those rings around it. And the rings will be floating.
How are they going to be floating? How?
Well, they're going to be attached to the vertical pixels.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they'll be floating at different levels, right? And then the side piece, this is an angle. On the side, there's panels that are going to be welded on here, so it'll look like a dashed line, like on, off, on, off, on, off, on,
I
off.
see.
So there'll be a dashed line that goes, that these will have that kind of activity that almost makes it look like it spins.
You'll probably have a sketch of this somewhere, right?
I don't yet, but
okay.
this one's just still in my head, but I started fabricating it because I got these pieces, I ordered these pieces.
You ordered the circular piece?
No, I didn't, I just found them.
Where'd you find them?
I found them when I just looked for steel all the time.
So you just like sniff it out? Like,
I'd sniff it out.
You like it?
And I found these arcs, and I said, and there was a whole bunch of them, and I said, oh, I can use those, so I bought them.
Okay, so you go to junkyards or something? Or
Yeah, I go
construction sites? Or
steel supply places,
just like
junkyards,
see what you can get
whatever I can
together?
find.
Yeah. Oh,
And it might sit, like that piece, it might sit in the studio for years before it actually gets into a
right,
piece.
right.
And then, that piece, like I said, is in...
And this one, that is...
Oh yeah, that's one of the new wedge pieces.
Now this we haven't named this one yet. You're
No.
Okay.
But the Hamlin wedge, the one that I commissioned for Brooklyn,
Yeah.
that I showed you,
Yeah.
is this one was started before I did the Hamlin wedge, but I had to finish the commission, right?
Okay, so...
But they're basically same era, same time.
Yeah.
And this is another wedge piece. And I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do on the bottom yet.
Is there going to be anything else, or is it just...
It's
gonna be...
mostly done, but there might be some pieces that are breaking out that the wedge is putting out.
What are you calling this?
I don't know.
I think...
It's one of my wedge pieces, but I don't have a title on it.
It's
The
very,
titles don't...
it's very angelic. It's an angel, really. I think a church should buy this, totally. Because it's sort of...
You don't think it's a plane going down?
Huh?
You don't think it's a plane going down?
No, I think Father Van... Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you think differently. You got a much more
It's a
concept.
Wills too.
No.
Come
Yeah,
out of
okay.
I don't know. I like the...
See, there's a lot of ways you can...
No, but I just think Father Van should buy that
Should he?
for his church.
Maybe I shouldn't have a title.
Yeah.
Just let people do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it has a lot of suggestion, but I'm just seeing it more.
It does,
I
it
think
leans a lot.
You know,
No,
I think it's taking off. It's not landing. Whatever it's doing this, which is why I thought.
The wedge is coming up.
I just
yeah.
think it's this. He's thinking of it like a boom.
No, it's the wedge is coming
No,
up.
it's very uplifting. I think it should be for some kind of church or something. I'm freezing.
It's, and even those you were talking about humor and stuff,
Yeah.
like these pieces over here, these are photographs.
Now, where are these pieces? Are
Chicago, Jules, look.
Are they
These are in
there?
Chicago.
Yeah.
That piece is 36 feet tall.
Is that still there?
No, it was down in downtown Chicago. And then after the exhibition, it went to the Skokie Sculpture Park for 10 years,
Okay.
and then it was destroyed.
Okay, is it wood?
It was wood.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that
And then
happens.
this one was cloud stop. So these are surveying targets,
Okay,
right?
right.
So the clouds comes on, it comes down to the targets, they rest for a while, and then they move on. So it's a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor. This piece was in a show in downtown Chicago as well. And then after the State University of New York saw the show, and then they invited me over as a visiting artist. And that piece was on SUNY campus for about 5 years, 4 years.
And then it probably
And
also
then I
got
moved it back. Oh, I moved it back.
Yeah.
We came back.
Was that wood? That's wood
That
too.
one's wood too.
Yeah, see,
Wood
is
and
so,
fiberglass.
yeah, wood is so fragile.
Yeah, those, well, it's heavy timbers,
Yeah.
but they're 4x6, 4x6 pressure treated.
Yeah, but still.
It's still wood.
Are these going to survive outdoors?
Oh yeah, they'll survive a long time
They
outside.
will? I mean, because
Yeah.
it's your steel that's going to really last the most.
Concrete lasts a long time.
Does it, my ex-husband always said to me, if you really want to you know, be remembered. He said, work big and make vintage sculptures, you know. He really felt like,
Well, there is some
that was,
permanence, and that's
you
one of
know,
the reasons I went to
painting is
steel,
so
because the
fragile. Yeah.
wood was not
Yeah.
permanent.
Yeah.
I got very upset when that piece had to be destroyed. But,
Yeah, well, you could reconfigure that in steel or something else if you had.
well, but why would I do that? I'll just make new work.
Yeah.
People sometimes say that. Well, why don't you make this over, or why don't you do this piece again
Well,
in a
if it's
different
something-
color?
Yeah,
And
but
I-
if it's compelling, you know.
yeah, but I would just, I'd rather design and do a whole new piece.